always wanted to make a difference in this life, to help people realize their purpose and live up to their full potential. But not everyone wants to be their best or to stand up for what they believe. I never thought my heritage would stand in my way. I was wrong. And my grandparents, they didn't pass on much to me. They knew the language. There's just such a generation gap. They're so different. In what I've gained, the knowledge that I've gained, I've had to go out myself and seek it out. And it hasn't been from just elders in this area. There's very few of those individuals who will just kind of just seek out you as a young person. They might hear you speak or something. That's happened to me quite a bit, and they're like, young lady, come here.
I can't really identify with the true traditional people because that connection somewhere is kind of faded out because of all the society is today and what we do to survive.
I grew up on the reservation, and I see the world through the eyes of a Native American woman. It wasn't my decision, but it is my identity. I am a person born into a struggle between oppression and tradition. I am a member of a dying insignificant race that is no longer considered strong or unique.
You know, do you want to become, do you want to dissociate yourself from the tribe? It's up to that choice of that, how your values are and how close you are with your family. For me, to be traditional, is to follow yourself,
Yeah.
Follow what you want to do,
Right.
I always believe traditions go in and out with each generation, Certain traditions live with my grandma that I will never know about, And my mom and dad, they have traditions too, but my mom went to Stewart, one of those boarding schools, and was taught not to do any kind of traditional stuff, So, when they came back, they were totally different from what my grandmother and my grandfathers were.
The res constantly teases, for doing good, for doing bad, never the same from one day to the next. All around me I see kids holding kids back from reaching their goals. Basketball gives self-respect and a small hope for a future, if only education wasn't in the way. Look around. Where are all the Native American professional athletes? And I go back to the reservation sometimes when I do, my voice, I guess my words when I use them probably don't sound like I'm that educated, but whatever, I am. When I'm off and I'm sitting in a room and there's these people, the people who are making the decision, say be a governor or whatever, I don't have respect for you as a person because your degree, you're not going to intimidate me with that. What is going to make the difference, I think, is if I go into a room and that we as people aren't intimidated by a master's degree, by PhD degrees, by even the Lord Mayor of whoever country we're at, by even the president of whatever country we're at. And sometimes there's just a window of opportunity at a certain time for whatever reason. I don't know why. All that boarding school stuff happened a long time ago, but for whatever reason right now, people are wanting to listen and they're wanting to understand in a very different way than they did 30 years ago.
I remember when I was 4, some little boy in the bathroom told me I needed to get a haircut because I had long hair. Now that I'm older and I'm more mature, I just assume that, that they just happen to look white or black or whatever, they look different. The government set up the system so that they could just, keep us happy for a while. Let's put them out here and, we're not bothering you guys, just be happy. Okay, well, say you're sovereign. Okay, you have sovereignty, you could set up your own government, you could hold votes, and you guys can do your own tribal and police or whatever, but I think they're just doing that just to placate us for a while, Yeah. And we've been kind of out there doing our own thing, and just to be honest with you, I don't know if we could, I'm pretty sure we could, but I don't know if we could establish a system that would make everyone happy. Everyone's not going to be happy, but that would make everyone happy. Mm-hmm. So it might just cause a bunch of disturbances, and I think that's why the government feels the same way, that they're kind of overseeing us and, this is what you got to do this, and you got to do that, and you got to do that. But you're still sovereign, We're so attached to our, what tribe are you? What tribe are you? Uh-huh. We're so attached to that if you took that away from us, you're stealing part of our identity. We wouldn't know what to be. That's why we got people saying, I'm from the res, dog. Right. Because we got 50 Cent, saying I'm from Queens, New York. Right. And we got, Tupac saying I'm from the West Side. Mm-hmm. So, we're minorities, and we're not only minorities, we're minorities of the minorities. Right. So we're trying to cling to something. So if the reservation system was to be taken away, if they were to say this isn't your land, this is American land, anybody can move it, you're taking part of us away from us.
Ricky Lake, Sally Jesse, Oprah, Montel, Jerry Springer. Stories of families dying from alcohol and jail
and drug abuse. I see the wrong path, but how am I supposed to learn the correct path?
I think that tribal politics and tribal governments they're adopting like democracy and stuff like that, but I think more so they adopted or inherited the bad aspects of it. I wouldn't say they're worse, or I wouldn't say they're better than state governments. They're worse in the sense that they're run in a they're not run as good as a state government is, but I wouldn't say they're better either.
I will define myself. I will tell you I am a Native American dancer and a community outreach specialist. I stand up for what is right. I don't discourage and I don't oppress.
You just got to plug yourself, I think, into the right avenues, because it's pointless just to keep going around, oh, we've been talking to the governor all this time and he's not doing anything. Well, get a clue. If it hasn't been working for the past 5 or 10 years or something, and it's the same person, same administration, chances are that avenue ain't working.